Welcome to News in Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're looking at a high-ranking officer who's defending his officers for over 180 DUI arrests of sober people.
First time today, the head of the THP is answering questions from lawmakers about what WSMV4 Investigates has exposed in our sobering problems investigations. You may remember the last time I tried to talk to Colonel Matt Perry, he got in his car and was driven away. But when he left the hearing today, we were waiting outside. Of everything we've shown you, the THP being the police agency with the highest number of sober DUI arrests, 180 in the latest TBI data, to how sober drivers are having their lives ruined after being arrested.
It's just constantly the bad dreams, constantly reliving this experience.
Today, Senator Mark Pody wanted to know about this, how former troopers tell WSMV4 Investigates a quota system exists, and the pressure to make DUI arrests is resulting in wrongful arrests.
This is corruption. We're ruining people's lives. We're being forced to ruin people's lives.
There was some news articles that were forwarded to me, and it has to do with people being stopped and actually arrested for DUI, but there was no evidence of that.
There's certainly no quota like some of these articles have pushed.
Colonel Matt Perry says his agency is reviewing DUI arrests, where the blood work later came back and showed no alcohol or drugs, and so far found this.
We've not had one that they said, yeah, this was somebody that probably shouldn't have been arrested.
So this guy says that he reviewed 180 false DUI arrests, and not one shouldn't have been an arrest. They were all sober. How does not one, not even one, not supposed to be arrested?
So do you think all of these people that have been arrested actually were not sober?
I can't answer that. I haven't reviewed all of them, but none have made it to me saying anything different.
Perry says that the TBI blood tests don't test for every drug. But in all of the cases we've uncovered, when the TBI blood work comes back clean, the DUI charge is dropped.
They're not sober driver. They might have come back with nothing from the TBI lab in their system, but that doesn't make them a sober driver.
So the alcohol test comes back negative. The drug test comes back negative, but he's saying that his cops know better than the tests.
I've interviewed these people. They were sober at the time that they were arrested. There were no drugs or alcohol in their system. And your agency is showing making the most of these arrests.
We do not want anybody arrested, charged that hasn't committed a crime. So I'll say that.
If it sounds confusing, Perry testified today that the field sobriety tests that the troopers are performing indicate the driver is intoxicated.
But ultimately, if a drug test or a alcohol test comes back negative, then the court system throws the case out or dismisses or pleads it to a lesser charge, then the system works.
The problem is that people's lives are being ruined in the process.
I hear that, and I don't want anybody's life to be ruined because we did something wrong.
Since this data has come out, what have you done as an agency to address this issue?
I mean, we're looking at our training. We are looking at these cases, and we're coming up with a system to make sure that we are properly, reviewing every one.
Now he's looking into, new training and new stuff like that, but he's been saying the same thing every year. The new training's not working, or whatever you guys are doing is not working.
Perry says the THP is also reaching out to agencies outside of Tennessee to see how they're conducting field sobriety tests. So if you'd like to see our original investigation where the former troopers revealed evidence that they say shows the quota exists, you can find it in our sobering problems section on our app under the Investigates.
Yeah, there's got to be a quota for them to make so many mistakes. And I don't understand all these field sobriety tests that people are failing. And then these guys are saying, well, we're just retraining. Why not use a breathalyzer? In Canada, we use a breathalyzer. In the United States, even the people doing the test have come up and said that breathalyzer works as well as blood tests for alcohol. Now, it doesn't do the drugs, of course, but most of these arrests are for alcohol. What do you think of this? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. These are two other books made with my essays and other writings that I had. Check them out on Amazon, Kindle, Kobo, and other online sites. Please support this page by buying these books. So we have the Canadian version of the To Be Auditor and the American version of First Amendment Auditor.